Good morning. It's Monday morning, and I welcome you to Monday Motivations Stories for Life. And this is session one, and I'm happy to tell you today the story of the five laws of gold written by George S. Clason in his famous book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And here you are going to learn the secrets of how you can build your financial success. Aren't you excited? Let's begin by knowing who this author is. Let's start the presentation. Georges Clason hails from Louisiana. He was born on November 7, 1874. He founded his company, a publishing house called the Clason Map Company, and they printed the first atlas. And in 1926, he published his pamphlets on financial success as stories. And for me, as a storyteller, it's exciting to know someone share his values through the art of storytelling. And later, he compiled all these pamphlets and he turned it into a book, and that is The Richest Man in Babylon. And now, let's hear the story of the five laws of gold. Babylon was not God's own country. Babylon had no natural resources, yet Babylon was wealthy. Babylon was rich. How? Because Babylon had men who worked hard and smart. And one man who worked hard and smart was Arcad, and he was the richest man in Babylon. Even the king went to him for advice. Arcad amassed great wealth, and it was now time to pass on to the next generation. He had a son, Nomazir. Now, Arcad decided to check whether Nomazir was worthy enough to lead with his wealth. One evening, he called Nomazir and said, Nomazir, you're old enough. It is time for me to pass on my wealth to you, but I must check whether you are capable. So for 10 years, I want you to go away from here. I'll give you a bag of gold, slaves, and the finest robes, but you must leave this place. You must become a man. You must make wealth for yourself and you must return. And if I find that you are capable, I'll give you everything. But if you're not, I will donate all my wealth to the temple. Nomazir accepted the challenge, for he too wanted to show his father that he was a man. And so Arcad gave off a bag of gold and a clay tablet on which was inscribed the five laws of gold. Nomazir received the bag of gold and the clay tablet, and with the slaves his father gave, he headed to Nineveh, which was 350 miles from Babylon. On the way, he joined a caravan. And in that caravan, there were two men who became friendly with him. And one friend told Nomazir, hey, even we are going to Nineveh to find wealth. But hey, we have heard that in Nineveh there is a rich man and he has a horse, and he boasts that his horse is the swiftest and no horse can defeat it. But we know, my friend, that we have these two beautiful white horses which can beat any horse. Compared to our horse, that horse of the rich man is just an ass. We know it. But friend, we need money. Will you join us and give some of your gold as money for the bet? And I'm sure we will win it. And when we win, we'll give a major portion of the profits to you. Please. Namazir thought, a good plan. Let's do it. And so he agreed. They went to Nineveh. The race happened, but the rich man's horse was fast and their horses were slow. And so Namazir lost some of his gold in that. And later Namazir came to know that the rich man and these two men were partners. And their main job was to trick people like Namazir. Afterwards, Namazir met another friend and he came with a proposal too. This friend said, Namazir, we have a jackpot. There is a rich man who is selling away his shop for a paltry sum, and he's also giving away his merchandise. Come, let's take the shop, let's run it. I'm sure we will earn a lot with it. Namazir thought, a shop. Good plan. And so Namazir agreed. But his friend said, Namazir, first we must buy everything with your gold. In the meantime, I will go to Babylon, my hometown, and I will bring back my gold. But Namazir, I'm sure it will work. But first, let's buy off with your gold. And so with Namazir's gold, they bought the shop. And with Namazir's gold, they bought the goods. With Namazir's gold, they did everything. But this friend, he did not even move. He kept postponing his trip. On one side, Namazir's gold was getting depleting, but he wasn't even moving. And also the shop was a total failure. His goods were of no use. And they were total loss. And so Namazir one day told his friend, we are quitting the shop, just go off from here. And so Namazir sold off his shop for a meager sum, and now his pockets were empty. He had no more gold left, for he spent everything on the shop, trusting the advices of a friend whom he didn't even know much, trusting the advices of a friend who was slow to move, trusting the advices of a friend who didn't act upon his word. With nothing left, Namazir decided to search for a job. By now, if Namazir had wished, he could have gone back, but he didn't want to go because he wanted to prove his father that he was a man. He was confident, and so he searched for a job. But no one gave him a job, for he was not skilled in manual labor. Finally, Namazir remembered the tablet which his father had given. He took the tablets and began to read the laws, the 5 laws of gold, for the first time. And now I want to give you the 5 laws too. Law 1. Gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantities to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. The law says No matter how much you earn, you must put at least one tenth of it into savings. For example, even if you earn 20,000 a month, the first step should be to put at least 2,000 into your savings. So no matter how much you earn, you must put at least one tenth into some savings. Lot 2. Gold laboreth diligently and contently for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. So the Lord too says that gold that you saved must be invested in our terms. The money that we save must be investment, must be put into something so it will also grow by itself. There is no point in just putting it simply in the bank and no seeing it grow. It's of no use. You must invest it somewhere. That is law 2. In law 3, gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. So law 2 says invest it, but law 3 says invest it wisely under the advice of experts. Do not do it blindly. That is law 3. Find experts and listen to their advice and invest. Law 4. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in business or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keeping. So gold will go away from you if you just put it in areas that you do not know, like how Nomazir put it in a shop and lost money. So if you put it in places where you do not know how the business happens, stay away. And also stay away from businesses which the experts are saying no. So stay away from those businesses whichever the experts are dead against. Law 5. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers or who trusts it to his own experiences and romantic desires and investment. Sometimes we will throw in a lot of money imagining it is going to do magic, just like a lottery ticket. Yeah, but it's just all trickery. Yeah, so do not trust it. Do not trust it. Do not gamble with it. So let go of your magical ideas and follow the advices of experts who are wise in its handling. Now, these are the 5 laws that Nomazir studied. And he felt, oh no, if I had read these laws, I would not have joined my 2 friends who took away my bet money. And I would not have joined that lousy friend who took away all of my gold in that shop. I wish I had studied these things earlier. But he had a renewed hope, for he now felt, hey, okay, I have these laws, at least with it I can prosper. Finally, he finds a job as a manager of slaves. Now, these slaves belong to a slave master who was constructing a wall, the wall of Nineveh, like a fortress wall. And he got a handful of copper for every month. For someone who was swimming in gold, he was now living in copper. That's how life is. But Nomasi followed the rule. He saved one tenth of his earnings every month and he spent every penny carefully because his only desire was now to earn back the gold which he had lost. And watching his efforts, the slave master meets him and says, I see you work diligently and you save. Now, hey, why are you doing it? Because, sir, I want to win back all the gold that I lost. Now, his slave master said, well, I have a plan which will help you make more gold. You see, we are building the fortress wall and soon it will be completed. And then the king will move on to constructing the gate. For to build a gate, we need brass. And in any way, there is no brass, and the king has not even thought how to get it. And so, a few friends and I, we are pooling in money to get the metal. And once we have the metal, and when the walls are complete, we can sell it to the king. And we are going to earn big. But if suddenly the king makes other plans and he's not getting metal from us, we can always sell it elsewhere. So if you are interested to join in, Namazir felt it was a wise plan because there were some contingency plans too. And so he invested the money at the advice of his slave master, who he believed was an expert. This wise man proved right. The king got metal from them and all their investments paid rich dividends. Finally, Nomazir got it right. Whew. Then Nomazir joined the slave master and his big group of friends who were all financial experts. They always spoke about financial plans which did not eat away the principle, which did not destroy the principle, but yet it gave them good returns. And following their advices, Nomazir invested his money more and more, and soon he got back what he lost. After 10 years, Nomazir went back to his father. His father gave him a big treat, a feast. When all the eatings and drinkings were done, Nomazir gave a bag of Nineveh gold to his father and said, Father, you gave me a bag of Nineveh Babylonian gold, and in return of that gold, I give you Nineveh gold, which is equivalent to what you gave me. And then he called a slave. The slave came with a clay tablet which his father had given. And then he said, Father, you gave me these 5 laws, and these 5 laws earned me. And he made another clap. 2 slaves with 1 bag of gold in each of their hands came to Arcad and placed the bag of gold at his feet. Amazir said, Father, your wisdom has earned you this profit. And Father, I truly say now that wisdom is more important than gold. And so, my dear friends, this is how Nomazir won back what he lost. He saved 1/10 of his earnings, he invested it wisely, and he followed the advices of experts who are true, and he did not allow his romantic desires to for investment. Yeah, because when you follow romantic desires, you're going to lose. And and he did not invest in places which he was not familiar. So using these 5 principles, Nomazir accumulated a lot of wealth. And for those who are watching this, you have a worksheet to do, which will be given in the link. So this is the worksheet. I have once again listed the 5 laws. and you have an exercise. Take your time to do it, but let me quickly explain the questions to you. What is your financial goal in 15 years? You must always have a long term goal, which will help us to know how much we need in the long run. And how much of your earnings will you save to accomplish your goals? So what portion of your monthly earnings are you going to save, which will help you accomplish your goal? And what are your investment plans? Where are you planning to invest? And who is your financial expert? So with which financial expert will you discuss your investment plans? Yeah, so with which financial expert or team will you discuss your investment plans? So make a list. If you do not have any experts right now, it's okay. You can always find one and then complete it. So book suggestions, The Richest Man in Babylon. You can get it from the link here. And also Gain Your Financial Freedom, an interesting book, especially suited for Indian audience. So you can always get it. So with this story is done. I hope you learned the 5 laws of gold. Do share your thoughts and feedback. And then I have an announcement for you. The announcement is, just a sec. And the announcement is from tomorrow, Jan 9th to 9, 10, 11, 12, for 4 days, I'm going to give a storytelling workshop where you can learn to how you can inspire our audience with stories, that too from your own life. And we're going to do it in 4 days. So no acting skills, no mimicry, so no dramas and not. Yeah, you don't need much. But yet you can learn to be 10x confident and you can become energetic in your communication and presentation skills. Yeah. So join in and then find stories from your life and now start telling it to the world and inspiring everyone. Right? So it's just at 199. So you can GPay it to me in my number. And then I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 6:30. So 4 days, just get up early and you can learn to inspire the world with just stories from your own life. So let's do it. And next Monday, I'm going to give you the story of how to stay positive. It is going to be an episode from my life which I'm going to share, how to stay positive. So do come next Monday, but in the meantime, to join the storytelling program and become an inspirational storyteller. Bye bye. Thank you.